G'day guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'll be recapping a sci-fi, action movie called Pacific Rim released in 2013. Before we begin, I noticed on the channel that only 99.5% of you guys are not subscribed. So do me a big favor and hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. So without any further ado, let's get it. Warning: spoilers ahead. Kaiju, colossal monsters that have emerged from an interdimensional rift beneath the Pacific Ocean, threaten humanity by taking millions of lives and rapidly depleting its resources in the near future. A special weapon is designed to combat these creatures. Jaegers are massive mechs controlled simultaneously by two or more pilots, sharing the mental strain that would overwhelm a single pilot. A kaiju labeled Knifehead is a Category 3 kaiju, which is designated as dangerous and huge, so Raleigh and his brother Yancey Beckett must suit up. In their Jaeger, Gypsy Danger, they wade out into the Pacific, where they're told to kill the kaiju and save the city. They're told not to look at the fishing boat. Raleigh doesn't listen, and tries to save the ship anyway. A plasma cannon built into the right arm enables him and Yancey to shoot Knifehead, and they're ready to go. Yancey gets killed after Knifehead reappears and attacks as the Jaeger turns, ripping off Gypsy Danger's left arm. As Raleigh pilots the Jaeger alone, he kills Knifehead, but Gypsy Danger suffers serious damage. To the amazement of a father and son who saw him limping the Jaeger ashore on the Alaskan coast, the sailor limped the Jaeger ashore. As Raleigh emerges from Gypsy Danger's broken hull dazed and bloodied, his father sends him off to get medical help while he falls to the ground unconscious. Raleigh quits the Jaeger program after losing his brother suddenly. He's told by the UN 5 years later that the Jaeger program is going to be decommissioned by the UN. During the next 8 months, his crew, along with all remaining Jaegers, will move to Shatterdome in Hong Kong. Meanwhile, they'll build the Kaiju Wall, a tall structure that defends Pacific cities from Kaijus. He flies to the Kaiju Wall, where Raleigh has been working for 5 years, despite the lack of funding. He plans to follow through with the original Jaeger plan. The workers watch the news, which shows a kaiju named Mutavore attack Sydney, Australia before being stopped by Herc and Chuck Hansen's Jaeger striker Eureka. Jaeger failed because of bad pilots, says Chuck. Raleigh declines to rejoin the program when Stacker asks him. Raleigh is reluctantly returning to the Jaeger program. He was still connected to his brother when he died, so he can't stand it anymore. Raleigh asks where he'd rather die, building the wall, or fighting kaiju in a Jaeger. A woman named Mako Mori greets them when they arrive in Hong Kong and shows them around the Shatterdome. They are escorted into the elevator by two scientists, Newton Geisler and Herman Gottlieb, who are part of the base's research team. Jaegers are all remaining mechs in the Shatterdome. The Crimson Typhoon is piloted by the triplets Wei. In Cherno Alpha, Russian pilots Sasha and Alexis Kaidonovsky pilot the only Mark V Striker Eureka. Herc and Chuck Hansen pilot the only Mark V Striker Eureka. In order to prepare Raleigh for the final mission, Mako takes Raleigh to Gypsy Danger's room, which is right across from hers. In addition to telling him he'll meet with the candidates for his partnership soon, she says she wants to be a pilot in the future. She doesn't fight, but Stacker won't let her. As he changes, she watches him from her room door as she goes to her room. During the mess hall, Herc invites Raleigh to sit with him. However, Chuck doesn't like Raleigh because he thinks he's weak and worried that he'll ruin the mission. His son is a hothead and very impulsive, so Herc apologizes for his behavior. Next up, Raleigh meets his partnership candidates, who he beat pretty easily. When Mako starts staring at him with displeasure, he asks her what's wrong. She says he's not fighting as hard as he can. He challenges her to a fight and Stacker approves. Stacker refuses to let him and Mako fight together, but he doesn't explain why. In the next meeting, Stacker gets to meet the scientists. Gottlieb tells Newton he can connect to Kaijus via drift, just like Jaeger pilots do. Newton says he thinks a double and triple event is coming soon. Stacker dismisses him, telling him it's impossible. Gottlieb's info instead. A scared Gottlieb calls Stacker away and tells him Newton attempted the link anyway, and collapses in seizures on the floor. Mako is Stacker's partner in Gypsy Danger. Newton tells Stacker the kaiju are hive minds, meaning they are all mentally linked, and the masters are colonizers. Stacker runs to check on him. The kaiju are used to eradicate the current inhabitants on other planets. There was too much oxygen on Earth during the dinosaur era, so humans practically terraformed it for them. Newton is instructed by Stacker to do a second link with a fresh brain, which he can get from Hannibal Chow, a black market dealer. During this time, Raleigh has a memory of his brother being taken from Gypsy Danger, breaking the link between Raleigh and Mako. Since it is Mako's first run, she gets lost in the memories, playing out a childhood memory where she wanders around Tokyo with the kaiju, Onibaba, following. While still in her memory, she accidentally activates the plasma cannon, which prompts Herc and Tendo Choi to shut down Gypsy Danger. When Stacker returns, he decides it's too dangerous for the two of them to work together, and talks to Herc and Chuck about the next steps. Stacker tells Mako she is too inexperienced, and won't be piloting again, and Mako leaves. Chuck and Raleigh fight when Chuck insults Mako, but Herc breaks them up, then Raleigh and Mako talk to Stacker. Raleigh strikes out at Stacker, saying he knows why he won't let Mako fight since he's been in her memories. Stacker took Mako under his wing after destroying the kaiju who was hunting her. Stacker says he has already made up his mind, but Raleigh says he is only hindering Mako. Striker Eureka, Crimson Typhoon, and Cherno Alpha are deployed to fend off two Category IV kaiju, Leatherback and Otachi. The Kaidonovskis, the Wei-Tang triplets, attack the two kaiju, leaving Herc and Chuck behind to protect the island in case of damage. When the kaiju destroy Crimson Typhoon, Chuck and Herc assist. When Striker Eureka arrives, Leatherback and Otachi overpower Cherno Alpha. Then Otachi attacked Hong Kong. Leatherback activates an EMP, deactivating Striker Eureka. Because Gypsy Danger's nuclear core was not affected by the EMP, Stacker deploys Mako and Raleigh. Tendo estimates it will take 2 hours for it to be back online. Herc breaks his arm after Leatherback strikes the mech's head, saving the Hansons and Striker Eureka. While Newton is walking around Hong Kong in search of Hannibal Chow, when he finds him, he is shocked to discover that Chow has equipment and specimens that even the government doesn't have. When Newton tries to establish another link with Chow, Chow warns him that it is dangerous because now the kaiju know where Newton is and want him to die. Newton heads to a public bunker as Otachi storms the city. He dismisses Newton. Otachi breaks through the roof to search for the bunker. Gypsy Danger attacks, and they fight through the city streets until Otachi flies up with Gypsy Danger in her clutches. As Mako deploys Gypsy's sword, they bisect Otachi before falling. After they return, Stacker reveals that he has been poisoned by radiation from flying the Coyote Tango Mark I. He demands the brain from the dead kaiju at Chow's store. His men report that Chow's Otachi's second brain is damaged, but Newton hears a heartbeat and realizes that Otachi was pregnant. Chow relents, and Newton goes to harvest the parts from the carcass. While running, Newton slips as the infant asphyxiates itself with its umbilical cord, which eventually eats Chow before dying. Since Gottlieb predicted that they would not survive the triple attack, Stacker decides to implement his final plan early. A high-yield nuclear bomb will be used to destroy the portal, preventing kaiju from entering. In order to deploy the bomb, Chuck and Herc need time to get through Gypsy Danger's protection. Because Herc is injured, and there is little time to find another pilot, Stacker partners with Chuck. The two say their goodbyes, knowing Chuck is unlikely to return. Newton and Gottlieb link to the newborn brain, but the plan fails. Upon getting hold of the two Jaegers, they explain that the portal only responds to a kaiju's genetic code, so they must use a kaiju or part of one to destroy the portal, or else Earth will be affected by the bomb. Both Jaegers receive heavy damage from the triple event kaiju, Scunner, Reiju, and Slattern, with the latter being the strongest, the first Category V kaiju. To give Mako and Raleigh a chance to get through the portal, Stacker and Chuck decide to use the bomb to kill Scunner and Slattern. The Slattern's body is attached to the portal when Gypsy enters it. When the Gypsy Danger crew's oxygen levels are rapidly declining, Raleigh gives Mako his share, deploys the ejection pod, and manually overloads the nuclear reactor. In seconds, Raleigh ejects himself out of the mech and returns to Earth, decimating alien forces. In their fear that Raleigh is dead, Mako swims to Raleigh's pod, opens it, and hugs him. Despite holding Raleigh too tightly, he jokes that he could not breathe. Tendo says helicopters are on the way. The PPDC breaks out in cheers as Herc addresses the Shatterdome as Marshal and tells them to stop ticking down the time until the next attack. In a mid-credits sequence, Hannibal Chow appears to be unharmed by Otachi's blood as he slices himself free from the infant kaiju that swallowed him whole. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.